Meeting order, please. Caitlin, call the roll, please.
Ross.
Here.
Hamilton.
Here.
Taylor. Robinson.
Here.
Baxter.
Here.
Harris. Ginn.
Here.
And Height.
Present.
Quorum is present, Your Honor.
Thank you. If you don't mind, let's have Councilmember Charlie Height say the prayer on the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to gather here tonight to conduct the city business. And before I pray for anyone, I want to first lift up the family of Olin, our former Alderman Olin Thomas, who passed away this prior weekend. Heavenly Father, we lift up our non-uniform employees to you. We lift up our firemen, women, our policemen, women, our nation's state and armed forces, our healthcare workers, our first responders, our essential workers, and all of our city residents. We're thankful for our blessings of this day. We pray that our nation will defeat this COVID pandemic. And we pray that what we say and what we think and what we do in the coming days, weeks, and months will be pleasing to you. Watch over, guide us, and protect us. Forgive us of our sins. And in Jesus Christ's name I do pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So moved.
Second.
Motion seconded.
Ross.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Robinson.
Here.
Baxter.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Ginn.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
Let's see, presentations or communications. Is that Ember? Are we going to do those? We'll just go,
Communications.
yeah, none.
No.
Ember, are you there? If not, ask, I'm going to go to. If I can, let's go to presentations, if you don't mind.
Can
And I'm
we,
going, huh?
Mayor, can we vote
Oh,
to
yeah,
accept and
I'm
file
going
the
to accept and file.
communication?
I'll call,
Thank
yeah,
you.
please, if you don't mind, I forgot. Go ahead.
Want to make a motion or blanket?
So move.
Thank you. On the motion, Ross.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Baxter.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Ginn.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
Presentations.
Yes, sir.
May I have Miss Debbie, Councilperson Debbie Ross come to the front, please? You don't know about this, do you?
Nope. I would have dressed up.
You look great. I like to see your stuff.
This came in the mail this week that I've been kind of hiding it from Ms. Ross, but it says Marvin Vincent Commitment to Excellence Award in honor of our former mayor, Marvin Vincent of Clarksville, who served as the league president from 1992 to 1993. Is hereby bestowed upon Honorable Debbie Ross, Councilmember for North Rock, for 12 years of dedicated service to the members of the Arkansas Municipal League in the city of North Rock. Debbie.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Debbie?
Thank you. Oh, I just want to say that I appreciate this award, and one time I said, well, it's just if you show up, but you know what? That's the biggest thing is showing up. That's what it counts. And this 12 years, it's been my honor to serve, on the Municipal League committees, the advisory committee, and then as a district vice president, and then also now as on the executive committee. So I would encourage anybody in government to participate, state government, to participate in the Municipal League. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, let's see. Let's go on. Let's see, we'll go ahead and open it up to unfinished business. And if anybody wants to pull any items from the consent agenda, please say so. If not, I'm going to call for a vote on the consent motion.
Wait.
And that'd be
Wait.
R 2190 through 2195, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. May I ask for a motion?
What I would like to pull
Okay, David.
R2194 and then R2195.
You want to pull those two?
Yes.
She's going to pull 2194 and 2195 from the consent, and then we'll come back to it, okay? Vote on 2190 to 93.
Move to accept and file.
Second.
On the motion, Ross.
Yes.
Hang on. Go ahead.
I'm fine.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Baxter.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Ginn.
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
R2194, Mayor Hartwick.
Call it, please.
R2194, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter into a license agreement with the Unite Private Networks LLC.
So move.
Second.
Yes, Ms. Ross.
Okay, now, this is for fiber optics, which we all need, and we all want this, but this is something that, and I know that everyone has seen around the city, they're totally destroying when they're putting in these fiber optics, the digging and everything, and then the poles, they'll put 4 of the white poles with the orange on top. There's an intersection at McCain and Fairway. I counted there's 8 poles right there in that one intersection. We talk about cleaning up the city, and is there anything that we can do? I know that we've gone through this, the FCC says that they have to be marked, but they do not have to be marked in that manner.
Is
And
my
have
city
2 on
engineer,
each line in one
is
place.
Chris here in the audience? Chris, where are you? I know you're close. I saw you earlier. Get him.
And one of the things too is, along McCain, I don't think I've ever driven down McCain when one of them's not knocked over and it just looks like trash laying there. And it'll lay there for a year or whatever. And it's causing our street department, extra expense because they have to weed eat around where before they could have just mowed straight down. And now we've got all these poles and so now they have to weed eat around every pole. So can we limit the number of the poles that they put in one location or?
Or you know what, have you been listening to what she's been saying?
I have.
Okay,
I
if you
was.
don't mind, she won't respond.
heard
Can
me
we
several
limit the
times.
amount of poles we put for the broadcasting?
Well, I think we probably have to work with them on a kind of case-by-case basis.
But with this
if
being a
it-
new company, I didn't know if there's, the others, they're already, whatever they want to do, they do. There's nothing that we have any control over. But with this being a new company, is there something that we can regulate?
Well,
Just-
and.
go ahead.
We have to treat the different telecommunications companies in the same way. I have been, after you contacted me last week, in communication with Unite to express your concern and to ask them to work with us and limit the height of the poles and the placement of the poles.
And the color. I mean, like the gas lines, they're green, they blend in, but here you've got these white obnoxious things with the orange on top. I know we need it. There needs to be a marker, even though I've got a concrete marker in my yard that's been there for 50 years that's never failed to.
What do you
have anyone
suggest?
locate that.
What would you like to suggest? Go ahead.
can't hear
Hang
her.
on just a second, please. Hang on. Any
What's my
suggestions?
suggestion?
Yes.
Oh, I'd love to see them all go away. I mean,
Okay, well, I
when
don't
you've
think
got
we can
8
do
on
that.
one corner, I mean, it's in Ward 4 right there at Fairway and McCain. It's the biggest clutter ever.
Okay. All right.
So, city engineer, is there some federal law or some state law that says that it has to be marked in that way?
If you're talking about maybe the height of the poles, we might be able to.
Well, not just the height, but the design, the layout, or just, there has to be, they're marking them that way for some reason. So why do they mark them that way? Is there a law that says they have to be marked that way?
I'll have to research that out a little bit more with each utility.
Well, we're just talking about the fiber optics.
Right now, it's the fiber optic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's multiple companies doing fiber optics.
Right, and that's why.
So
Oh,
what,
but they all mark them the same way.
They're not all marked exactly the same way.
so the question on the floor is, I think, for Ms., go ahead if you want to. I'll take it
Well,
back off.
so you answered my question then. If they're not all marked the same way, then they do not have to be marked with the 10-foot tall white pole with the orange Q-tip on the top. So there's the answer to the question.
Ms. Ross?
We were able, I know, a couple of years ago to cut the poles down because they were like 8 foot tall. So now they're, 3 foot, 4 foot tall? That was their exception to it, but they're still.
It has a lot to
JFK
do with visibility of where the utility is, and so
Well-
on a case-by-case basis, they may be able to adjust the height of it.
Why don't we do this? Is there everything else? Why don't we go ahead and pass this, and if you want to, as a council, come back and give them limits of what they can do, I'll be glad to do that, but I'd like to go ahead and get this passed tonight, and for us, size and color and everything else, if you'd like to do that, right, Ms.?
Well, I don't know, and this isn't something new. This is something that legal's looked into before too, and there's no set height that they have to have. It's just that, like I said, the gas companies now, everyone's using the orange, and it's just an eyesight in the city, especially when you have that many in one location.
Ron, was that you? But if I can, I'm going to ask for the on the question then.
Okay.
On the question?
Okay. On the motion, Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter? Harris? Ginn?
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
Thank you.
R2195, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
A resolution amending the 2021 budget for the City of North Little Rock to establish an American Rescue Plan Act grant fund and budget for the fund.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion?
Second,
No?
go ahead.
No,
Debbie, Miss-
we have several people here that.
I know
these funds
I'm
will
going
pack
to identify them at the end of the meeting.
At the end of the meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean,
Just
I'd
when
kind
they
of like to
usually
hear
speak.
from them before we vote, too.
I've got one that wants to talk on this one at the end, and then I got another on 2199.
Okay,
That's all it's signed in.
okay. I'd just kind of like to hear from any of them that's here, before we
There
vote.
was two.
I mean, kind of tell us what, what their
I only
plans are
got
to do
two
with the funds.
signatures here, is that correct?
Pardon me?
I only got two signatures,
Correct.
and I'm going to call them at the end of the meeting.
You can call them now if you'd like for
Or-
for
or you want me- I
95.
got one person wanting to speak on it from R2195, if you'd like to, Ms. Scully, if you'd like to
Oh,
come
no,
forward.
no, she's not one of the ones getting the money. I'm talking about the ones that are receiving the funds, like Ozark Mission's here, the library's here.
Well,
There's several people here.
If
that-
you want, I can go down, this one right here is signed in for R2195, is the only one I've got, and that is Ms. Scully. Now, if you want me to introduce all of them that has to do with this, is that what you're
No,
saying?
but I would like, if anybody's here, I would like to hear from them. So could
Okay.
I hear from, say, Ozark Mission? I know that the Director Bailey's here.
I know there's one person here from Ozark Mission,
Yep.
so, is that how you, all right, I'll stop the meeting right here at this time, and we'll let people talk on, so introduce, is that how you want to do it?
Okay, and if I could interject for just a second on the agenda, if somebody has signed up to make a comment on numbered legislation, usually that's called before we start calling the agenda, so they can make their comments before the matter is called. Sometimes those comments are held until the legislation, but when they sign up for a particular number, we let them come up and speak before the matter's voted on.
And that's what I was trying to do on this one in particular with Ms. Christina Gully. She signed in for R2195. So if you'd like to come up, Ms. Scully? And then I'll introduce the rest of them, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Or I'll call them up.
Thank you, Mayor, City
Thank you.
Council. Excuse me. I just want to reiterate, I don't know what your plans are for the Rescue Act money, but I just want to reiterate that you all please consider the underserved communities, specifically in my district, Dark Hollow and Dixie Addition, that really need assistance. So, again, I don't know what your plans are, but from reading this, apparently there's a plan somewhere somebody has. But I hope that it would include those two communities in my district. Thank you.
You're welcome. I can address that if you'd like, right fast, that all areas of our city have been addressed in this one. I can also say, I know you're a justice of the peace, and I hope that the justice of the peace and all of our officials over there in that area address the same issues, because I know y'all got $76 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir, and I'm hoping that we can do a partnership to help out with the unsheltered community with that.
We'll be glad to share anything we can with you, but I can tell you that at this one that we've done, we've addressed through council members all every part of our city. I'll be glad to show it to you. Anything else?
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And let's see, who else do you want to talk about? The
Ozark Mission's here. I know.
Ozark Mission, I
Yeah,
see.
they're here.
So, come on up.
Bailey.
Let's do this. You're fine. I
just
saw Ms.
kinda-
Godwin out there too.
My main thing is I want people to know where these funds are going and what great projects that we've got that we have been unable to do that we will be able to do through these rescue plans.
Hi, I'm Bailey Faulkner. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak for a second to the council. Hank and Liza Godwin are here as well. We've had a partnership with the City of North Little Rock, helping the community here for over 15 years. And we look forward to continuing to do that and to serve underprivileged communities by doing projects such as building wheelchair ramps and doing other minor repair work for families that are in need. So thank you.
You're welcome. You can also thank all these aldermen here, because I had it low and they corrected me, so I have to thank you to Ms. Ross and Nathan and all the people on this, so you're welcome. Liza, good seeing you. Anybody else that'd like to
Well,
speak on
then
this?
Crystal Gates is here, and I was, I'm not, with the libraries, Crystal
Okay.
Gates, with the bookmobile, I've not been able to make contact with her.
Okay.
She's been on vacation and went back and forth, and so I just kind of like to hear a little bit
I
about
see Crystal and Aaron both here.
the bookmobile.
Yes.
The funds for bookmobile.
Hey, Crystal.
Hi, Hi, Crystal Gates, Executive Director for the Lehman Public Library. So we have requested, I'm short, sorry. So we've requested funding to help purchase a mobile branch for the library that would reach all areas of North Little Rock. Right now, we're in 2 locations. A mobile branch allows us to meet the needs of everyone in our community, all of the underreached neighborhoods with Wi-Fi, with computer access, with training, with workforce development, early literacy programs, anything that the library currently does, it allows us to take that on the road. Did you have any other questions?
No, you said some great links of some around the, around the United States that it's more than just books.
It's way more than just books. And
That's- I
in
guess
fact,
that's
my
what-
mantra is the library is more.
Right, and that
Thank you.
they can bring Wi-Fi to neighborhoods that are challenged in that area.
Anybody else y'all want to have introduced? Is anybody out there else?
I don't know if there's anybody else here.
Huh?
I don't know if there's anybody else here.
Is there anybody else there that'd like to speak on this R2195?
Okay, on the
Not-
motion,
go ahead.
Ross?
One other question.
Sure.
Okay, so I've been told that these funds can only be used in the underserved areas, based on income level, and I'd like to hear.
Come on, Miss Ember.
Ms. Ember, kind of give us a recap on that, because I know there's some in there for economic development, and can that economic development only be used in these areas? And
There's 4 categories under the plan currently that, that you categorize. So your attachment to the resolution kind of shows those. Category A is responding to the public health emergency or its negative economic impact, which is what you're referencing. That's where if you can show that an area is in a qualified census tract, then the Treasury has already said then your project, that's a guarantee because that's boosting that area. But then if you go on to category B, that's premium pay for workers, because we all know that COVID-19 has really put a hardship on people hiring people to come out and do the work. A lot of people don't want to work these days. So with these funds, we can offer premium pay to our employees or to recruit talented employees. Category C is government services to the extent of our lost revenue, and it is a very extensive calculation that I have to go through on our revenue over the past 3 years, and they give you a set percentage that you can calculate that on. They want all of the cities across the U.S. to be consistent. And then you don't just get to recoup that lost revenue, then you can turn around and use it for your government services. So for your police services, your fire services, anything, I'll have to say, okay, it qualifies for this. And they've already given out a list that's even more detailed than the 4 categories.
Mr. Taylor, if you don't mind, will you yield the floor, Mr. Ross? Ms. Ross?
You said low-income areas, or is that more is that more based on census tract?
It's based on whether it's in a qualified census tract. So a lot of the things that are on our list, like the park improvements, for instance.
No, I'm good. But you said low income, so I just wanted to make clear that.
Yes, sorry.
Because it's low income everywhere, so
Right,
I was just
on
trying to make sure that it was clear that it was.
Qualified census tract per HUD's website.
Yes, okay. Which is totally different.
Yes.
Yeah.
so as far as the 4th category, I guess that's the one that, that there's funding in there for each ward. So that money for the ward can only be used in these census tracts?
No, that's
What I
in
wanna
our
clarify.
government services category.
Okay.
So we're taking that against our lost revenue calculation for any kind of government service we need. So any improvements we need in the wards as a
And so-
service of our government.
And that can be used throughout the ward,
Yes.
not just in the
Anywhere in
census
our
tracts?
city,
Okay, that's what I want to
yes.
make sure. Okay.
Anything else? On the motion?
On the motion,
Move for adoption.
Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
By the way, those in the audience and those watching on TV, we started on this, I guess, over a month and a half ago when we found out. I can tell you, I've had calls today from other city officials and jurisdictions asking how we've done it. I told them we met with each individual individually, and I've met with all of our department heads. So I think people will be copying. I applaud what all y'all have done as a council. You've done an unbelievable good job representing all the city. And I don't mind any of the questions being asked. This is good for our city council and our city. So good job, everybody. I want to say thank you.
Can I say one more thing too?
Go ahead.
Well, and it's just like the budget. I know that not everybody agrees with everything on there, but there are compromises in there, and that's why, you know, I may not be as in favor of doing this much in there, but we all work together for this, and this is how it goes.
It was all worked together. All right, thank you. Next.
R 2196.
Please
Mayor
call it.
Hartwick.
A resolution amending the 2019 Annual Action Plan of the City of North Little Rock in regard to the inclusion of the Community Development Block Grant Coronavirus.
Am I supposed to call a public hearing on this too, if you don't mind? Okay, did I let you read it all?
CDBG-CV Program Allocation and Projects.
Okay, I'm going to convene a public hearing for this. Will any people want to speak for or against it, please come forward. Seeing none, I'm going to adjourn the public hearing. Please go.
Okay, can we get a motion?
Move for adoption.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
I may have a question. Hold up.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay, yes. Yes.
Okay, Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
Let's see.
I'm going to, go ahead. If you
Sorry
need to,
about that.
go ahead.
R 2197, Mayor Hartwick.
Well, I'm going to convene a public hearing on 97, 98, and 99. I know I have one person wanting to speak. If I can go ahead and go through 5, 99, and 100, if I could do all those at one time?
Okay, I'll read the addresses if you'd
If
like.
you don't mind, let me.
Okay, 113 Farmyard Circle, 710 East 16th Street, 520 Middle Street, 5815 MacArthur Drive.
Okay, I'm going to convene a public hearing on those four right there. Anyone wishing to speak for or against, please come to the, I think I do have someone coming out here. Please identify yourself,
Yes, sir. Freddie Chestnut,
and you're speaking on which one?
710 East 16th.
710 East 16th. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We were trying to, like, remodel that house. Well, I had lost my job to the COVID-19.
Yes, sir.
And when I was just passing by there, I was just wondering how I'm going to be able to get some money, you know, to get somebody to fix that house. So we finally found somebody. We started doing a little work on the inside of the house, hanging up new sheetrock and stuff. And we've been out there, like, doing yard work. I remember a time when, like, grass and stuff got high. I didn't have the equipment, but we had the equipment. And me and my brother got together and just started trying to get everything together and get that house back together.
We're showing your house. Is this your house on the screen we're showing now?
Farmer Circle.
Oh, yes, sir.
That is his house.
We haven't got to the kitchen, but we started like in the front area part. And it was like a big old tree that fell on there. So we got out the big tree off there and all that. And we just working around it and trying to get all this back together. We haven't got to that yet, but we're going to try to get all this remodeled. We just try to have like another chance.
Ms.
Yeah, it's
Ross.
just like that too, though. We just working on it.
Ms. Ross?
How long has this house been empty?
It's been empty for a while now. Ever since
2011? Is it
yes, ma'am.
So y'all been working on it since 2000, for 10 years?
Yes, ma'am. We've been trying to, well, recently, like probably about a month now, we've been trying to work on it, have a guy putting up sheetrock for it. And we're gonna try to make ourselves all the way around and try to get it fixed up. The passing of my mother, it sort of got to me a little bit, so I haven't been able to do nothing because it always is hurting me to do it, to come by there all the time. But now we got somebody now that'll help us to get it on remodeling and get it fixed up.
Pleasure for y'all. Let me know.
No, and I know you'll probably explain this, even if this is condemned, you still have 30 days to get with the code department, with the legal, to sign a rehab agreement, even
Yes,
if it
ma'am.
is condemned.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And
Ms.
another-
Ginn? I'm sorry, excuse me, Ms. Ginn?
Do you expect to have it done, or at least from the front done, in 30 days? Or
Let's do
ma'am.
this.
We
Let's
gonna-
ask you what you
Expected
expect to
time.
have done in 30 days.
Probably the front room area and 2 bedroom areas in 30 days.
Alicia, where are you? Ms. McHenry? if you don't mind, y'all keep your distance, but let her have the microphone for just a second, please. Ms. McHenry, can you give us a little history on this building, please?
Yeah, this structure's been vacant since.
I can't, please, if you don't
Oh,
mind.
sorry. This structure's been vacant since 2011, and we've tried to make contact with the individuals, and like they said, they want to rehab, but nobody's come forward to take care of any of the issues. The house is overgrown. It is a public nuisance, and we've received numerous complaints on the property.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes, sir, Mr. Taylor.
Well, I mean, I guess not a question, but just kind of a point of order. Typically, these houses are gonna be condemned because we wouldn't be having this discussion. So I know the applicant is, they spoke on the property, but it's gonna be condemned, and if they want to go into a rehab agreement, they need to talk to the city attorney's office and move forward from there. But other than that, have we been rolling for the last 15 years?
If I can have these people please stand forward again. Are you understanding what we're doing here? Do you understand your process of what you can do?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure now?
Yes, sir.
This property's been condemned. Go ahead, Amy, if you don't.
Okay, if the city council votes to condemn your property, within the next 30 days, you can contact the city attorney's office, and we will work with you on a rehab agreement that we enter into with people that will give you an opportunity, after you put up a bond for the cost of demoing the house, to rehab the property, and you have to meet certain timelines to do that. And then that comes back to city council for approval.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. And like I said, this is my brother, and we have found people that's fixing on the house. We got 2 rooms almost done already, and we cut the grass real good. Now we keeping everything up. We cut the trees down, and if they pass by, they can see that we really been trying to put some work into it. God really been blessing, and you know, I know He's able. And that's what we're working on, and that's our major goal, to get that house back prior and ready for use. Thank you.
So I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you understand the process before we vote on this, what you can do? You do understand? You got it? Okay.
Contact the city attorney's office
Okay.
within
motion.
30 days.
Any more comments? Any more questions? Yes, sir, Mr. Taylor.
So, just so we're crystal clear, tonight's process, this is just the finalization of the condemnation process. The house is gonna be condemned.
It's going to be.
It's gonna be condemned. We're gonna condemn it. We're gonna take a vote here in just a minute. We're gonna condemn the property. But you have an opportunity to go to her office and work out an agreement to finish the rehab. So, yeah, and we do this with 99.9% of the properties that come up for condemnation. We're gonna condemn it, get with the city attorney's office. She will work out an agreement with you guys to finish the rehab.
Mr. Baxter.
As a matter of fact, we had a piece of legislation earlier tonight in the consent agenda where we
Taking one off.
uncondemned a building
Yes.
because the owner met the rehab agreement that they had agreed to.
Right.
So that's totally on the table.
All right,
One more
Mr.
thing.
Ross.
And nothing makes us happier than when you come back and we uncondemn it, when you finish it. But there's no exceptions. I mean, you have to follow this guideline, and they're going to set it out. You have to have this isn't done. There's no stopping. So please stick to it. We'd love to uncondemn it.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you all very much. Anything else? Okay.
I believe we had one sign up for R2199. Is
All right.
that correct?
R2199. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. On the property at 520 Middle Street.
We're on 520 Middle Street, is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh, this is your property?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The situation with this property is it was arson, and it's not properly been investigated. I've contacted the fire marshal on 5 different occasions, spoke with him on 3, gave him the name and phone numbers of 2 different witnesses that can give very good evidence as to who probably set this fire. No one has returned the calls. no one's investigated or contacted any of those witnesses. That's the first issue with the property. Second issue is all the walls are still sturdy in there. There's 4 beams that need to be replaced in the attic in one section, and that's it. I have also got an agreement to sell this property. I've taken earnest money on it, and Ms. Bean would like enough time to start working on it without having to go through all the extra stuff in order to rehab this. This is on the corner of Middle and Lynch. If you stand at
This is at
Broadway.
the corner of Middle and Lynch?
Yes, sir.
So that's Mr. Knife's property, if I'm
Yes,
not
it is.
mistaken.
Raymond Knife, that's right.
My uncle lived next door.
Okay, right. That's
So,
it's a neat.
so
neat
again,
old
do you understand the process, what we're doing tonight?
I understand the process you're doing tonight, but I don't think it's fair to condemn a property if you haven't properly investigated the arson at it.
Come here, Felicia, Miss ma'am. Can you give us the history, if you'll step back for
Oh, yes,
just a
sir.
second? Can you give me the history on this property, please?
This property has been an issue for our office for some time, prior to the fire. We received numerous complaints regarding the trash and debris from the structure. Officer Williams made contact with Mr. Gustus about cleaning it up, and then we heard a week later that there was a fire there. We've tried to work with him on, we've given him time to try to rehab the structure. He's contacted community development. He's contacted the churches. No one was willing to assist him with the rehab process of this property, but it is considered to be unfit.
Okay. Any questions for you? Yes, sir, I'll let you come back on up. Thank you, Ms. Fenner. Yes, sir. No, boy, come on up. So
That's partially inaccurate. I never spoke with Mr. Williams about the property until after the fire.
all right.
Okay, and secondly, Windsor, it's already, I have the purchase agreement here where earnest money's been actually paid on, paid to me on the property. It'll be paid off by August 25th. And she'll be the sole owner. Her name's Erica Bean. And she's got the funds and the ability to finish up the process that needs to be done to save this property in the structure.
Mr. Taylor.
Somebody's buying the property from you?
Yes.
So when did they go into contract with you?
Let's see, this would have been on the 16th of July.
Of this year?
No, of this year. Would y'all like to see it?
No. So I guess it is my crazy assumption that it's been in pretty bad condition way before July of this year.
It happened in February, the fire did.
But
Structure was considered unfit before then. Before the fire, the structure was inhabitable. It has electricity, utilities at it. I mean,
okay.
I put a brand new meter loop on there, a 200 amp service on there. I mean, I put a lot in it myself already. It's been a process since I bought the house to work on it. And it's not, one of the biggest problems is it's the area it's in. We all know how well Rose City gets treated in a lot of regards. And it's changed, thank goodness, to the new city council we have here, and I appreciate that, but it's slow coming in some regards. Sorry.
Mr. Harris.
Do we table this one until next time?
I don't think we can, but again, I'll leave it up to the vote of the people here. Go ahead.
Mayor,
Yes.
it's your
I know it's mine.
legislation
I'm gonna leave it
to
on here,
call
though.
or not
I'm gonna
call.
leave it.
If it gets a motion and a second, then
Well,
can
it
be
still
voted
falls
on.
underneath, he still, after we have, go ahead, Mr. Nathan.
I'm ready to vote and let them do the rehab agreement.
I understand it.
Exactly like it did last
Hey, well,
time.
who will be
We can
doing that
condemn it,
exactly?
and
Me
then
or
they
the
come
new
back
owner?
and do the rehab agreement, like Councilmember Taylor said, this is what we do on 99.99% of them. This is
Yes, I
the
know.
process, and it actually gives a lot of people notification and kind of expectations of what happens, and I like following that.
Once again, I understand the expectations, but who is condemning it? Me or the new owner?
Do you understand what we're about to do?
I understand
Do you
you're about to condemn
what
the
you're-
property.
what you can do after we vote tonight? You understand all
I won't be owning the property. What she can
I'm
do?
saying, do you understand everything?
I understand what your
All right,
process is.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna call
Okay,
it.
about the arson.
Okay,
That's the
thank
issue
you.
I have.
Call it.
If you'd like to adjourn the public hearing.
Oh, that's right, I get to have, I'm sorry. Anybody else like to speak on this issue? If not, I'll adjourn the public hearing. Thank you.
R2197, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
R2197, a resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 113 Farmier Circle in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance, and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for the property owner to abate said nuisance.
All right, we'll start a public hearing again on these, I guess.
No, you've
We
had
have
a
already done
public
this.
hearing
Okay,
on
we-
all
we've
four of
already
the
gone
ones
forward.
we're condemning.
Move for adoption.
Motion to adopt. Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R2198.
Call it.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 710 East 16th Street in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance.
Move for adoption.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Seconded.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R2199.
Call it.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 520 Middle Street in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures to provide a period of time for the property owner to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
Motion seconded.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
R21-100, Mayor Hartwick, excuse me.
Go ahead.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 5815 MacArthur Drive in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for a property owner to abate said nuisance.
So move.
Second.
Motion seconded.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Those people who are questioning this, you know that you can contact our city attorney. She's going to be glad to help you explain all your things that you get to do and have to do, okay? So if you're still out in the audience. All right. I think we're on one-on-one.
We are on R21-101. Would you like to convene a public hearing
I've got to
on-
convene a public hearing. On R21-101, I convene a public hearing. People wishing to speak for or against R21-101, please come forward.
I believe that's
And it's for
1320.
grass cutting liens. It's for grass, just so people know, it's
Yes,
for
it's
any
for-
of the grass cutting liens.
That's 1320 East Washington Avenue.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were on the grass cutting lanes.
No, no.
I apologize.
Anybody, no problem. Those people, not seeing anyone come and speak for it, I adjourn the public hearing, please, Nell.
A resolution certifying the amount of a cleanup lien to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real property located at 1320 East Washington Avenue in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Motion offered and seconded.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
This is the grass cut one coming up now, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
R21-102, grass cutting.
I need to convene a public hearing again. Also, if people wish to speak for or against it, please come forward. Seeing none, I adjourn the public hearing, please.
A resolution approving and
Hang
certifying.
on just a second. Let me read it, and I'll come to you, Ms. Ross, okay? Go ahead. Go ahead and read it.
A resolution approving and certifying amounts of liens to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real properties in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas as a result of grass cutting expenses and abatement of other nuisances.
Ms. Ross.
Okay, I'm keeping up with these investment companies. They're going around, you know, they're from California, we're buying up properties around here, and they're not taking care of their property. So this is, last time I did a percentage, 36% of these unmowed yards are from these investment companies. They're sitting back, collecting money, and not doing anything. And I know, our code's doing everything they're supposed to. I'm just throwing that information out there.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Okay. Ordinances, O2167, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
An ordinance providing for the collection of a franchise fee by Unite Private Networks LLC on services provided within the municipal boundaries of the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, the method of payment thereof. First reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
Motion suspend and second.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
So move.
Second.
Motion second.
Okay, on the motion to adopt, Councilmember Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes. Mayor, while we're on this subject, can the city engineer give us kind of an update where we are on the contractor laying fiber optic cable in our neighborhoods?
Yes, sir, sure can. Where are you, Chris? There you are. Come on up, please, sir.
You know, they started over, they've come through my neighborhood and put those little flags out about 2 months ago or so, and nothing since then. And then my neighbors are calling me and wanting to know what's going on and what's going on.
Well, I'd say this is an ongoing process, and it's very hard to keep up with them. It's one of the things that Kenny Stevens, our safety director, tries to stay up with and make sure that everything's repaired to the way it is, but we're way behind, and that's the best summary I can give.
Is there any movement whatsoever by them right now?
Beg your pardon?
Presently, is there any movement by them whatsoever?
Yeah,
Ask
they're
a
working,
question,
they're just working, it's a subcontractor of a subcontractor, and a lot of these folks come from out of town, and they do pretty good work, but what they don't do is the cleanup. And they're not specialized in that area, and that's something that Kenny stays on top of them all the time.
I'm going to move on with this. If you'd like to stay later with Mr. Chris, I'll be glad to let you talk to him, okay? Let's get this thing going, please.
O 21,
Chris.
68?
Thank you, Chris. 021 what?
68, Mayor
Please
Harvey?
call it.
An ordinance amending section 4.1.3 of the North Little Rock Municipal Code, Chapter 10, Parks and Recreation, first reading.
Move
Move
in
to
the readings.
suspend readings.
Second.
Motion suspended, second.
Okay, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion
A
second.
motion to adopt on the roll, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
O 2169, Councilmember Taylor?
Please call it.
An ordinance approving the application of the Culture Cigar Lounge for a private club to be located at 409 Main Street, North Little Rock, Arkansas, first reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Point of privilege, if I can introduce y'all, if y'all would like to come up here, I'll see the people that are starting this in the audience, if you don't mind, Mr. Taylor.
So, yeah, just the purpose of this legislation is these gentlemen can't move forward with ABC or the Tobacco Board without first legislation in place saying that the establishment has been approved. So this is just a step in their application process. So if the legislation doesn't pass, then they don't get to serve alcohol or let you smoke cigars in the establishment. So this is just part of that process.
Can I ask for your names, please, for just a second, please?
Desmond McFadden.
Mr. McFadden?
I'm David Jolly.
Okay, y'all do have go ahead, Mr.
I'm just wondering why a private club and not a regular, like a bar license? I mean, I don't think that, I'm not sure, but I don't think Skinny J's has to have a private club license or Cregan's or something. What is different about the business that requires a private club license?
The difference is we're not serving food.
Gotcha. Okay. Are there any hours of operation differences?
Yes, so we will be open from 11 a.m. to midnight. Our ABC will not allow us to be open past midnight.
Okay.
Correct.
Any other questions? It was food, huh?
Yeah, it's food, that's a good thing to know. The filtration system, have you heard any concerns from neighbors about cigar smoke getting into their shop or anything, or, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but
Right.
have you spoken with your neighbors?
We have spoken with our neighbors, and actually, Root and Barley is right next door. They've been instrumental in helping us, and we've been partnering. The theater on the other side, we've also spoken with them. And then our filtration system that we have, we're doing a 30-ton filtration unit, which we have 2,700 square feet, and that's going to cover up to 6,000 square feet, so we're more than covered.
That sounds excellent. Thank you for answering my question.
Ms. Robinson's first, then I'll come to you.
I'm just going to make a comment. Argenta Community Theater thinks that this cigar lounge would be a good fit, and they're with the, Community Theater, Vincent Zalaka.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, that's next door to them, so that's a.
Ross.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard.
No, my just question is, do you have to have a membership since it's a private club? Do you purchase a membership, or is it, get the membership up at the door? How's this going to work, I guess is what I'm.
Yes, ma'am. We will have memberships. Each of our patrons, according to ABC, for a private club, you have to be a member to participate in alcoholic beverages. So if you're not an actual member, we do what we call day passes. So a patron will be able to come in and spend, say, $5 to come in and enjoy that day. But you do have to technically be a member. So we'll have different tiered memberships for our locker members and things of that nature.
Ms. Ross?
Well, you may not want to put that out there. I'm just curious on the cost, because I know somebody's going to ask me, and I'm not going to have the answer. So, I mean, you said it'll be a tiered cost, so let's just say, what's your minimum cost? What's the lowest level? Membership, I guess.
Membership will be $25 every 6 months. So it comes up to like $4 a month.
Okay.
Right.
All right, $50 a year.
Somebody wants to come in for the night? Somebody brings a guest in, they could pay a guest pass, is that what you're saying, something like that?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Okay, got you.
Right, and if you're from out of town or you're a first-time member, we have stipulations where we can have you come in on us. We'll pay you the membership for that day. If it's something that they like, then they can come back and join us, so.
Mr. Harris?
2 questions. Are y'all going to allow council members in there and Java Mint?
Absolutely.
Ms. Ross?
One last question, just because I'm fascinated by the membership thing. So, can members bring guests with them, or do you have to pay us an additional cost for your guest if a guest brings a member?
No,
A member brings a guest.
A member's allowed to bring 2 people.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, where are we? Ms. Gann?
Could you give me an approximate square footage of your place?
2,700 square feet.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Let's vote, guys.
We need a motion to adopt.
So moved. Second.
Okay. On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
And Mayor, before we move on, if you wouldn't mind, I just want to make a reminder to the applicants, once the ABC board does issue your alcohol license, to come back and see us. We're right downstairs, and we'll get you sorted out, okay?
Okay. awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
02170?
2170, Councilmember Robinson.
Linda? It's you.
Please call it.
An ordinance waiving certain sections of Article 15 of the subdivision ordinance, ordinance number 7946, and section 7.2.3 of the zoning ordinance, ordinance number 9263, for property located at 700 Dixie Street to allow the waiver of street improvements and landscaping. First reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
Been and seconded.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Motion is adopt.
Second.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
O 2171, Councilmember Harris?
Please call it, and can you also add Councilmember Steve Baxter to this
Yes.
sponsorship?
An ordinance rezoning certain property located at 9750 White Oak Crossing in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, from R1 to C4 zoning classification by amending ordinance 9263, adopting an amended land use plan for the subject property. First reading.
Motion to suspend all readings.
Second.
Motion suspended and seconded.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height.
Yes. Motion to adopt.
Motion to
Second.
adopt and seconded.
Okay. On the motion, Ross? I'm sorry.
I have a question. No, I just
Oh.
have a comment.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you, Mr. Ross. Go ahead.
Okay, you know, I talked to Mr. Spencer about, because I know that there was some question about outdoor storage for this, and he assured me that if there's any outdoor storage, they will have to come back to the council for conditional use for outdoor storage.
Is that you,
Which
Stuart?
includes trailers, mobile
on up.
homes.
Come on up, so
I
make sure we
mean,
understand.
motorhomes and all that.
Mr. Vest, whichever. Come on, which one of you?
Anyway.
I know it. Did you understand the question?
Yes, Eric Holloway, Holloway Engineering. They do, I do understand that it has come back with a conditional use if they choose to have outside storage of RV and boat storage.
And I asked Sean, does that include, you know, just the little covered things? And he said that's included in outdoor storage too, because I know that was one of the questions at planning that came up about outdoor storage. So just want to clarify that this is no outdoor storage.
This is no outdoor storage.
Yes, we
Gotcha.
understand.
And who's that guy with you back there? Come on up for just a
Oh,
second.
there's two.
May I?
I didn't see him out there.
Point of privilege. I want to introduce Mr. Stuart Vest. How long were you a council person, alderman, when we were there?
8 years.
9
I
years.
sat where Jane's sitting.
Well, it's good seeing you. Appreciate it. Anything we can answer for you? But
Good to be back.
good to be back. Good, thank you. All right, thank you, sir. We're on the
Okay, motion to adopt.
Motion to-
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
O 2172, Councilmember Taylor?
Please call it.
An ordinance granting a special use to allow a daycare in an R3 zone for certain real property located at 2001 Parker Street in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. It's first reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
motion suspended. There is a second.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height.
Yes.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion to adopt. There is a second.
Okay, on the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Hang on just a second. I didn't see you. I'm sorry, Mr. Taylor.
Nobody has any questions about it? This is.
Well, my question is to you, is why the hesitancy to put your name on here?
Well, there was no hesitation, there was no hesitation at all. It's, we've been kind of around the block with this daycare a couple of times. I think it's probably still in the same condition that it was in when it came to us before. My rule is that everybody gets their day in court, so if somebody asks me to sponsor legislation, I mean, I'm gonna bring it, and bringing this one for consideration only means that I still think that it's in the situation that it was when it was here the last couple of times, so could not put my name on it, so.
Joyce Hall here, Joyce Hall. Is she here anywhere? Is she? Come up, please, ma'am.
But I think the process is taking care of itself. There's still conditions in here that has to be met. And fire and code and planning and all of those folks are doing their due diligence, so, and DHS. And I'm sure if they don't get it up to standards, then they won't get a thumbs up, so.
Understand the concern here, ma'am? Do you understand the concern here? Okay. So, Is there any more questions? And if anything from Ms. Hall, do you like to say anything? Oh, go ahead, Ms. Ross, I'm sorry.
So this is the same applicant that had it, I mean, the owner?
No, it's not the same applicant. This is a different applicant, but I think the owner is the same person. So the same owner, different operator. That's correct, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is there any questions for Ms. Hall? Mr. Nathan?
No, for Ms. Hall.
Is Sean or anybody from planning here?
Yeah, Tim's here. Tim, come on up, hurry. Ms. Hall, give him room, please, ma'am. Thank you, you're fine, Joe. Just give us.
So Tim, it's safe for us to assume that there's many other fail-safes in place. If we give our blessing on this legislation, it's got to go through DHS, you got to go through the fire department, got to go through.
Yeah, we're going to have our building official and building inspector go out
inspector.
there and look at it
Okay.
before, and if there's any work that needs to be done, they'll have to get a permit to do that work before we would sign their zoning certificate, and the fire marshal would have to go in there before, they get their license. And to clarify, the last time this was in front of you, the current owner of the property was also the applicant.
Yes.
So he's still the owner and gave Ms. Hall permission to pursue her special use there.
Mr. Baxter?
So, Tim, do you know if there's currently an active permit in place?
There's not.
There's
There's not, no.
Even though there was work going on there today?
Oh, let me back up. I thought you was asking if there's a current business permit.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So what about a building permit?
There's not an active building permit on the
Okay.
property.
Mr. Nathan? Yes,
So
sir.
I'm new here.
Huh?
What happened last time?
The applicant/owner did not meet the conditions in the ordinance.
And we
it
revoked?
couldn't get through the fire marshal, could not get through the building inspector, so.
The previous
passed it.
legislation was revoked.
The legislation was revoked?
Yes, at this
Because
address
those
was revoked.
conditions weren't met.
Because the conditions weren't met?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so they're getting another bite at the apple, or another chance,
Yeah.
and they still have the same conditions on there, and they're gonna try to meet those again? Okay, that sounds good.
And which just from my understanding, I think it's a good process that there's other, it comes through this body, we look at it, look at the conditions and say, yeah, okay, move forward, but then there's other fail-safes that have to be met before they can actually get a license, so.
And what we're saying says all those fail-safes have to be met.
Yeah.
I love it, okay.
Miss, come on, do you understand where we are right now, this process?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure everybody understands it. Okay, where are we?
Okay, I believe Ms. Ross has voted, so Hamilton,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter,
No.
Harris.
Yes.
Yen,
Yes.
and Height.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance passes. On the emergency, Ross,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Yen,
Yes.
and Height.
Yes.
This concludes new business.
Is there anybody out here who would like to?
There,
Yes.
I guess just words to the wise to the applicant that if the conditions aren't met, the council do have the authority to bring this legislation back to in front of the council and revoke that, to undo what we just done. So, good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, good luck to you. Any more public comment? Anybody? Any council members?
I want to see IT.
Did you hear that? IT, is John Barber here? I don't know. Ms. Robinson, Councilmember Robinson, I'd like to see you. Anything else?
Yeah.
All right, moved. Let's move it.
All right. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
And Height.
Good job, council people.